Welcome, Totem Pole Nation. It's Lambo's Water Sports, featuring the Big Brother, featuring Satellite Sports Network. This is Recruitment Wednesday. Yes, Recruitment Wednesday. We're going to check out the top targets and recruits for the Ohio State University, by the way. I know Ohio State is beating Notre Dame last week, so I thought it would be a pretty funny trend to do Notre Dame and do Ohio State. Currently, Ohio State is ranked number 2 in the nation behind Georgia in recruiting. It's not a surprise that they're at number 2. They have 22 commits in total. They have 5 5-star players, 4 14-star players, or 14 4-star players, and they have 2 3-star players. They're currently ranked number 2, right behind Georgia. Like I said, Ohio State is a powerhouse in that Big Ten conference. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of receivers. They have a quarterback. They have a running back. They have everything. But it just comes down to them beating Michigan, maybe Penn State, which we'll find out later. Big Brother, go ahead and break down all these great recruits and why these Ohio State fans should be excited, but excited to probably lose to Michigan for the 4th year in a row if they don't step up their recruiting.
I think it'd be the 3rd year in a row, but I'm with you. Yeah, like you said, second in the country in recruiting. I'm going to go over their top 5 guys, and then I'm going to go over they've got 4 of the top 10 recruits from the state of Ohio as well. So those are the recruits I'm going to run over real quick. So the number 1 recruit they have is this guy right here on the screen, 6'3", 198-pound wide receiver, Jeremiah Smith from Hollywood, Florida. He is the 2nd-ranked player in the country, the 1st-ranked wide receiver, and obviously the number 1 player from the state of Florida. A guy, obviously, if you're ranked number 2 in the class, he's got like a 98 rating on 247. So, I mean, this is a guy that's going to get immediate playing time, especially in an offense that they're going to lose most likely 3 receivers, maybe 2, but most likely 3 receivers that are pretty up there in the depth chart, including 2 starters, Marvin Harrison Jr. Definitely going to go pretty early in the draft this year, I would assume. The 2nd receiver they've got on here is also their number 2 overall recruit, 6'1", 170-pound wide receiver from New Haven, Indiana. His name is Milan Graham. He's the 18th ranked player nationally, 6th wide receiver in the country, and the number 1 player from the state of Indiana. Like I said, they need to fill some gaps in the wide receiver room, and they're doing it in their top 2 recruits. Their number 3 guy is a 6'4", 310-pound D lineman, Justin Scott from Chicago, Illinois. He's obviously 6'4". Oh, excuse me. I didn't show you guys Milan here. Pretty sick photo. And then we've got our D lineman right here, Justin Scott from Chicago. Yeah, like I said, 6'4", 310. He's massive. 21st ranked player in the country, 4th D lineman, and the number 1 player in the state of Illinois. Next, we've got a 6'3", 265-pound edge rusher from Buford, Georgia. His name is Edric Houston. He's the 22nd ranked player in the country, 4th ranked edge, and the 5th player in a super deep state, like I've mentioned every single video talking about recruiting in Georgia, just an insanely deep state. So to be that high up definitely means something. He's obviously a 5-star. The last of their top 5 guys is QB, 6'3", 195 pounds, Air Noland. Pretty sick name, pretty sick commitment poster here. He's also from Georgia. He's from Fairburn, Georgia. He's the 24th ranked player in the country, the number 4 QB in the country, and the 6th overall player from Georgia. So when it comes to QB, that's a pretty full room. So I would assume, that he'll definitely take a redshirt year because he probably would be 3rd or 4th on the depth chart going into next year. But the D lineman and edge are also probably going to get playing time pretty early. Lots of upperclassmen on the defense. A lot of guys are going to lose to the draft. 5 DBs, a linebacker, and 3 defensive linemen are coming in, including Justin Scott and, Edric Houston on the edge. So next I'm going to go over some of the guys that are committed from the state of Ohio. Like I said, they've got 4 of the top 10 players from Ohio. First is this 4-star, 6'2", 190-pound cornerback in Aaron Scott. He's from Springfield High School. He's the 34th ranked player nationally, the third cornerback in the country, and the number 1 player from Ohio. Next up, another 4-star, 6 feet tall, 195-pound linebacker in Garrett Stover. He's from Big Walnut High School, which is pretty funny. 130th ranked player nationally, 12th linebacker, and second in the state of Ohio. Next, we've got 4-star, 5'11", 177-pound cornerback Bryce West from Glenville High School. 145th ranked player nationally, the 14th best cornerback in the country, and the third overall player from the state of Ohio. Lastly here, we have another 4-star, 6'4", 215-pound tight end, Demarion Witten from Glenville High School as well, teammates with Bryce. He's the 203rd ranked player nationally, 14th ranked tight end, and the 10th overall player in Ohio. So like I mentioned, they're losing receivers, so bringing in their top 2 players as receivers is a great way to replace depth, obviously. They're losing a few O-linemen. They're filling in the spots with 3 O-linemen, 1 4-star in Ian Moore, and 2 3-stars in twins, Devontae Armstrong and Deontay Armstrong, who flipped from Kentucky, I'm pretty sure. Lots of upperclassmen on defense, like I mentioned, so they're doing a good job in replacing the depth that they're losing, but you wouldn't really expect anything else from an Ohio State recruiting class. It's been good since I was in elementary school, so I wouldn't imagine that the recruiting is going downhill at all, and it's certainly not this year.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Ohio State right there. Now, Ohio State, Ryan Day, he's took over for Urban Meyer, I think, the 2016 season or maybe a little bit after that. Ryan Day is 49-6. All right. So I understand Ohio State fans, they won a championship, they won a national championship. You struggle against Michigan, but your recruiting is great. But also you do, at some point, you do have to start winning a national championship. Now, I understand it's not as easy to win. I'm not saying it's easy to win a national championship. But Ohio State had a chance to beat Georgia last year, and they failed. Ohio State had a chance the year before to beat Alabama, I think in the national title or before that in 2020, COVID year, when they were 8-0 and Alabama was like the loaded team with Mac Jones and whatnot. They had a chance. They had a couple of chances, to beat them. But, Ohio State has to get over the hump. Ohio State has to get over the hump. But Michigan, I think they'll lose in the third year this year. Maybe next year they may be a little better once Michigan gets rid of, J.J. McCarthy. If he goes to the draft or Blake Coleman and all that guys be gone. I like Ohio State. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I kind of hate them. But I think Ohio State has a lot of potential. I'm just letting y'all know, Ohio State fans, please do not be spoiled. And please stop saying, fire Ryan Day after that man has won you almost 50 games and 6 losses, which is an unbelievable record at Ohio State. So like I said, this is it for the recruiting video of Ohio State. Ohio State will do great things. I wish nothing but well, except when it comes to Michigan, because Michigan go whoop that ass. But next video we're going to talk about is we're going to do Sunday Night Football. Those Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. A rematch of, the playoff games from when Jimmy G played and from when Brock Purdy played. So, back-to-back. And now this is the game of the year. This is the potential game of the year. And also, it's Wednesday. So, Matt Patt's going to have his own top 5 team list. And I'm going to have mine. Instead of calling it, Steven's A list, we're going to call it Lambo's W list, and we'll call it Matt Patt's W list because I guess it's that doesn't make. I guess it makes a good name, a W list. All right, so you'll see the W list, and then we'll also go back and forth about how good are those Cowboys. The Cowboys are great defensively, but like I said, it's gonna come down to Dak Prescott. We'll say it in the next video. That was what a Sports Highlight Sports Network.